The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Good to be back, and I certainly hope that over the next couple of days, everything starts to get back to as close to normal as possible in the Florida area. Wow, that was terrible. 2 weeks in a row. Was it 3 weeks? It's just terrible to have that kind of damage and to sustain your ability to cope with everything. All right. So I want to do this real quickly. This is the E-mini. The 1 minute chart just made a peak E. The 5 minute chart, leg D, probably going to make a peak D. And the 1 minute chart still leg D with the technical still strong. I wanted to show that only because it comes up to 1020 today. We'll see whether or not the next session of the Dow is the way I like to do it. I like to look at it as market sessions, different periods. Period going from about 6:30 in the morning till 8:30ish, and then 8:30ish through to about 10 o'clock, and then meander into the 10:20 area. We'll see if that's the case. Absolutely fantastic action on Friday. So let's just go to that. Here we go. There we go. So I'm going to start this all over. I did that during the update, but I'll do it now. So the Dow screamed to a new all-time high on Friday. When I say screamed, it means that over the 3 days, Wednesday, huge candle, not a new all-time high. Thursday, a peak, slightly lower high, small candle. Huge candle on Friday, maybe a small candle-ish today. But either way, I believe it's closer to a B than a G in the notation in the Chapman wave, just to make it as simple as possible. All the technicals with the MACD finally crossing positive, the 9 over the 14, the price over the 9, the stochastic at 80% finally. It was under that. The on-balance volume a tad overbought by holding well, and that relative strength acting not great, but acting very well. That to me says the way that the technicals are concurring with the price at this particular point, with this cup formation. I don't want to go into other details. It's not Technical Friday, but with other things going on, says that there's a very good chance that the digestive phase was very short. Oh, maybe I should show this. I can't even remember if I showed my subscribers when I did my hour-long video overview on Friday, just after the close. So that's not what I wanted to look at. That's the S&P. I use this only for the Dow. It's Monday, so I need to take a little time just to go through all the different parameters that we're looking at. 5877. 5877. Oh, what way did that refer to? Oh. Let me just go back. There's a question again which is pertinent to this very moment. 587. Oh, absolutely. I don't know what I wrote. It was 5877. Yeah, that's the support right here in the E-mini. I didn't even realize, but it's right at the 200-period moving average of the 1 minute chart. I was looking at this earlier with that big spike over there, going to that leg B, then a peak B at 58.85. And I thought, all right, we've raised the base of support. So it'll be, we don't have to even go down to the low that was made in the 58.74 area. Just in this area of 58.77 to 75, that should be support because we've raised the base. All right, so then now I can get back to the story. So what we're looking at here is my technique that I developed years and years ago. The dark news, I used to call it the cloud cover, but then people got it confused with the candle that's called the dark cloud cover. This is dark news. So I just now call it Chapman Wave Dark News Index, DNI. So with that context, I've spoken about this consolidation phase back around about end of September, and I said, I think we've made an internal high right there, and that's really what this looks at. Internal highs and internal lows, whereby we're looking at this as if it was the earthquake and then the aftershock. Think of it this way. You have the earthquake. Sometimes the aftershock is very little. Sometimes it is even more greater than the earthquake, and sometimes it is just kind of in between. And I said that I think this was an internal high and a residual high going to that high that was made on the 27th of all-time high in the Dow, 27th of September. But then we made this double bottom, and I was talking about it and saying, if this can hold as a dreaded H, successful dreaded H, that's going to be very positive. Well, on Friday, because of the big move, I considered that this was an internal low and a residual low. And look at these, all of them, look. I just want to oh, good. I just heard a little buzzing sound, and I have to listen to that because I have a fan that's kind of blowing up or whatever it does on my computer, and it really worried me all the way through the weekend, but I think it's going to be okay. So this internal high and residual high, and then the internal low and the residual low essentially says that, like the others, like back in March of 2024, we had the internal high and residual high. Then we tumbled down, we made an internal, much lower down, we made internal low and a residual low. So these double tops and double bottoms, basically that's what it is. Saw it again back on the 15th of May of this year. Then we come down to the the May and June lows. And we got the same thing. Then it spread out one in the 18th of July area. And then we made only an internal low, and that was really unusual, that August 5th low. We were fortunate. We added to our long positions, starred positions at that moment or the very next session, and that worked out very nicely. And then we made internal high and residual high. We could the area of the 29th of August. And then we did the internal low and residual low in September, and it's getting quicker and quicker. Look, and then smaller and smaller. And what I wanted to talk about, and I really didn't get a chance to, I'm going to do it now. I would have liked to have done it on Technical Friday, but of course I did something in the den because I was able to get there with the microphone when we were able to turn it on. But it wasn't a broadcast per se for everyone. So what we're looking at here is there's the internal low and the residual low. I don't know, but this looks like it's a break to the upside. Maybe we get just another very short-term top this week and then another pullback. Maybe we get a little nervousness going in. Okay, I need to talk about this. I mentioned just briefly a little while ago, and I said, if this market rallies quite strongly to new highs, there's a chance that it's seeing what many of us can't see, and that is it sees something politically as a clearer form, an interpretation of what's going to happen, and it's saying, phew, if that's the case, we're okay, and the market's looking good, and it doesn't even tell us who's going to win. It just says, gee, market's saying whatever happens so far, it's going to be good. We don't know that. But that's really what the market's saying, isn't it? Because surely in this particular environment, you would think that the market, like many, many people, would be nervous as to either party. Some people on one side, other people on the other side saying, oh my God, if that person gets in, it's the end of the world. Well, the market's saying, not at this point. At this point, I'm liking what I see. And that's all I wanted to say. I'll be right back. The Dow is right now down 17. S&P's up 34. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. Have we made a little mini consolidation here going into 10:20?
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
I don't remember we were looking at this, the 1 minute chart of the E-mini, and I said there's the peak E, digestive phase coming to the 1020 area for the next maybe 20, 30 minutes or so. And here you've got the 5 minute at a peak D. And now finally you can say, well, what have we got? We've got another 2 minutes to go. We can't call this a peak D until the 1 bar, 10-minute bar is complete. You've got to wait the full 10 minutes, and then you can say, yep, that's a peak. But it hasn't made it yet. All right, so let's just go through these quickly. I wanted to show you something very interesting. The crude oil, where did I type that? Try it again. That crude oil, say it again, there it is, crude oil pulling back quite sharply. It did make that peak. Do you remember the Chapman methodology, as we've just seen here in the futures? These are really where other things can happen. So we can recycle higher, make a brand new buy signal to buy mode for another 4 peaks higher. That's where you can get your sharpest pullback. Look at that peak D in the weekly chart, back from April at 82. It plummeted down to 64, trading up now. It's at 74. It's just, that's where other things can happen. You got to keep that in mind, even if it's just a digestive phase. So crude oil not going anywhere right now. As we said, gold doing very nicely, holding well. It's down 11 at 26.64. But it's so important to note. Look, here's the GDX, the gold miners. It hasn't got the same pattern. No, not breaking down. It's doing quite nicely, but down 31 cents today, 39.73. It just hasn't participated to the same extent. If you look at silver, silver had a fabulous move to the peak F at 33. That was about 7 sessions or 6, 7 sessions ago. And now what we're looking at is just going sideways. Weekly chart made that cup formation, stalling. Maybe it's going to turn into a cup and handle, not one of my favorite patterns. But that says it needs to get to the 34s. What are we? We're already at the 40th. Now we're mid-month, almost mid-month. I would say within a week, it needs to at least tackle the high 33 area. It definitely shouldn't break below 30.30. Right, that's silver. Let's go to high-grade copper. High-grade copper doing quite well up until that moment that it went in early August to the 4.80s. Now it's kind of stuck. The 9-period moving average is very close to turning negative, but it hasn't. So what we're looking at here is the weekly chart tells us it's just in a sideways. Let me just write this in. Well, I won't write it. I'll show it there. So it's in this rectangle formation. Actually, it's a high-level rectangle, right? So between 4.80 and should I go to $4? Let's say $4. It's just stuck in the range. That's not bad. Let's go to wood, which is the iShares Global Timber and Forestry ETF. Always like to look at that. That's had a really good rally from the low back in 2022. I think it was July or so. But it hasn't broken much to the upside. It hasn't gone to a D, and it's broken the trend line resistance. But their weekly chart says the Global Timber and Forestry ETF is a slightly better looking chart than the high-grade copper. They kind of go together as instruments of to tell us about international commerce or building, let's say, activity. So this is not bad. Now, I do want to go to the bonds. Look at this. Down 27.30 seconds at 117 and 17.30 seconds. So I was speaking with a bond person over the weekend. When I say bond person, this is a person who has a company, and they do bonds, one of the biggest bond dealers around. And he was just wondering whether you can, whether yields will ever get back to the very low yields that we saw. And I said, after a 40-year bull, I don't have to tell you because this is your business, but surely after a 40-year bull market in bonds with yields going lower and lower and lower, you would just expect under the normal expiration meaning inhaling and exhaling of the market, that if there is going to be the kind of, it depends on the earnings coming out, but the earnings have been pretty good. You'd expect that demand for bonds will be higher, and that the yields should have at least some kind of move towards the upside of the lows and hold there for a while. That would be the normal thing. So we kind of agreed on that. But most importantly, what we were looking at is, Mr. Bull says, Basil, your wood ETF catching on with the economic forecasters. No, I haven't heard that at all, but I've used it as a technical instrument, as many of you know who are subscribers to my opening call, just forever. I mean, I don't know how long. It just goes back and back and back. Yeah, but once it becomes popular, that's a good thing because it's something to monitor. I mean, as an indicator, I don't know what it's going to tell you. After all, it's much bigger than any economic forecast, but it has made a peak E in the daily, the peak F/B in the weekly chart, but the technicals in the weekly are still pretty good. The monthly chart's still pretty good. All right, anyway, so with that said, what am I leaving out? I feel like I'm leaving out something. Okay, then I need to do this real quickly. The VIX index, and I spent some time on this at the beginning of last week, and then during the week when I was able to get into the den, I'd mention it. The volatility index coming off the 14, 15 area, zipping all the way to the 20. I think it hit 23, didn't it? When you're almost at all-time highs, and then you were at all-time high. Yeah, 23.03, 23.14. It just says to me that the nervous crowd, the nervous Nellies, who used to say that? Nervous Nellies. Was that Agnew? Way back. Yeah, I think nervous Nellies. It just tells me that there's a lot of room for the market to go high if this VIX is still going to come back down to test the mid-teens or the high teens. So that's good support. But there were other reasons for me becoming quite positive. And so we're long. We've been, for subscribers, we've been long, 3 times long the Dow for quite some time, since August. Today we added to one of our positions, quite aggressively, small position, but an aggressive position, because I think that we're going to start to see the small caps find some support. Let's just do that for the moment. IWM, not a great looking chart, but not a bad looking chart. So in the cup formation, now remember, when I talk about a cup formation, normally you'd look to the high of the cup, the lip, and then you come down and you look for a pattern that looks like a cup. This is the dreaded H pattern. It actually went to a lowercase h, then went to a lowercase m, and then it had a third one. But altogether, cumulatively, it becomes a cup formation. The cup formation says that if for 2 out of 3 consecutive bars, if it closes above the arch high, that's really positive, and then you should go to the next higher left side high. Well, we're looking at the monthly chart of the iShares Russell 2000 ETF, and lo and behold, it did that back in the middle part of 2024, and the left side high that we were looking at got taken out. That was the high of March, which is at 212.25. But then that takes you to the next peak, and that next peak is right there. January of 2022, there was a high of 227.33. Well, we took it out just briefly, but we went to 224.95. Now I can start looking at the next left side high, which is 244.46. The Russell small caps 3,000. That's nice.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
All right, now what we're looking at is the SMH. So what I was saying before is that this is the start of a move that has the potential in the IWM to try to retest the 224.95 level as this falling axis, lower highs and much lower lows pattern starts to form a V shape or a cup, and the day's young. So that's really important that the Russell 2000 up 32 right now at 221.58 actually does become a little bit of a rotating leader, and that means that a little later in the week we could see a retest. I'll just do this left side, right side price time match right here. Do it live, right there to there. Feel comfortable with that because it's a candle that I always look for. There we go. Click, click, click. Oh, a little clicking sound there. I can do this. I can change it. Go to my other mouse, the quiet mouse. These little mini mice. I love them. Okay, make a left side click so you don't hit something and get a position by mistake. Okay, make that pink. There it is. And there we are. Okay, so we've gone and move that over a little bit. Right, click there. And you've got to go to the left side. I'm going to use this one right here, right there, that trough. Okay, and that just says the first resistance over the next day or two will be right here at the 222.39 level. That's today, and it's a little higher tomorrow, but it just says that by the 22nd, let's see what the 22nd is. That's probably next October 22nd. Yeah, by a week from tomorrow. Oh, that's quite a way. All right, well, that's it's not aggressive. It's just very consistent. We'll say that sometime before then, there should be a higher high to 224.95. It's up 52 cents right now. The day's young. We'll see what happens. And you can see that it's a work in progress because the daily is one thing, went to a peak D, and it has time rather than price pullback. If you look at the weekly, it went to a peak C, and then it plummeted from the 220, what was it, 220, right there, 228.63 level down to 195. I mean, that is really a big pullback. But it started to move higher, and this is a work in progress, stair-step move, peak, gray peak A, pulls back, gray peak B. Now, there's a chance that if it goes 1 penny above 224.95, it goes to 224.96. We're talking about the IWM, Russell 2000 small caps. If it goes to that level, that goes to a leg C. Then what happens is it might pull back and then have one sudden spike with an overlapping wave, whereby you get former peak C, didn't abort because you didn't take out the left side load, so it's still an active C, then an A and a B, and then, as I say, 224.96 starts a leg C. If that continues all the way through, it takes precedence. The left side takes precedence, and that becomes a D. Even though this is a gray C, it becomes a blue C, and that's really important. A blue D, and that's really what you're talking about. Bicycle going to a buy mode, taking you to a D, 4 times P. But if it stalls over the next week, and it does make a higher high, but then it stalls, the overlapping wave says you should power through to a leg D, overlapping wave, picks up the left side C, going to a D, and then you come back and retest the lip, and then you got to see what happens next. So that's all very exciting, actually. We'll see what happens. Sometimes it's better not to have exciting, just to have something that really works well. Okay, next thing I want to look at. So here we go. Questions came in. So Caterpillar, a sudden pullback today. Did make a peak E on a leg E on Friday. Maybe it's a peak E today. What is it, downgrade or something? Eyeball says, alert, cat on blue light special. Some analysts, clever, from Morgan Stanley downgraded it. Haha, what a joke. These analysts always miss the run, then try to drag down an equity. All right, I'm kind of with you there. I don't know about the whole story. I'm just saying on the price of Caterpillar because it's a leader in the cyclical, and this deep cyclical because it's heavy-duty equipment. So this is an E right here. It could be a recycle if it doesn't take out this left side low. It could even be an A, E/A. But at the moment, all the technicals that are important right now, 9 over the 14 still very strong. Whoops, MACD did go negative. Oh, and I didn't see this. Relative strength is negative. Stochastic is at 81, coming down after being much higher. And the on-bounds of volume is, oh, this says to me, there's a chance. I'm not going to do it. I'll wait until tomorrow. There's a chance that Caterpillar is getting a little bit overbought and that it could actually make another peak and then start a bit of a sideways pullback. But at this point, the technicals that I'm counting on, like the 914, still fabulous. The weekly chart's fabulous. Made a cup. Oh, this is the same thing. Look, there's your peak D. And now what you've done is you've gone peak A, leg E/B. But if this is actually a B in the weekly chart, it says Caterpillar should go. This is a Chapman. I typed it in. Cup and ladle to leg D pattern. So this says Caterpillar in this phase should still go on a weekly basis to a leg. This is a B, maybe it's a peak B, maybe even this week, and then a higher high, and then a pullback, and then a higher high. And that's really good. Okay, next question came in. Okay, yeah, that's I like that. Pat says, how about the SMHs and video? Oh, I've got it written down. You beat me to it, although I haven't got to it. I did write it down, so here we go. So let's start off with the SMH. SMH, semiconductor, Van Eck semiconductor ETF, made a peak D in the monthly chart, pulled back from the 283 area down to the 200s. And then at 200, it has a good rally. And in the weekly chart, this is a peak. This is this is an A and a B. And should I give it? Yeah, I have no choice. Based on that C, I have to give it a buy mode in the weekly, a buy signal. I have to wait for the whole week to say buy mode, but everything about it says it should go higher. Why do I say that? Because the 9 is over the 14, the price is way over the 9. I've got a cup formation drawn in, and that's what it's doing. We've got, and in all the key indices, the March, April, May, June, July area was a top, a major top that pulled back, and then you had a really strong buy signal with the buy modes. In the others, I think it's the same here. But the MACD is at 0, it hasn't crossed positive yet. I'll take a look at SMHs, a look at NVIDIA, and then other questions that came in.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust. The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, we're back. So SMH's semiconductor ETF leg D at 261.27 up 4.58. Very nice move. So as I said, I believe that the weekly is now in a certainly a buy signal, and I did some work over the break, and I don't think I have any choice. It's just acting really well. It's in a buy mode. I don't know whether it's going to go to the 283.07 high, all-time high of July, but it's acting really well at this particular point. And all I can say is that's what you need to see. And key support is now between short term, it's at 249 to 245. That's really that's the most important thing. NVIDIA, of course, is one of the leaders. 446 right now, up 3.3% at 139.25. Leg D as well. That's why I'm saying I can see this week maybe a little bit of shakiness at some point coming in by just rotating through the different sectors, just a little bit of a breather. I love this action. This is a buy mode, and it should take out, because it's leg C, it should go much higher over the next couple of weeks or so. At 140.76 right now. We'll see if that's going to turn out. And leg D in the monthly chart, I can see it going to leg E. NVIDIA, key support 1 to 39 right now. Key support 128 to 123. And that's on the shorter term. Now let's go. I just want to show you something quickly. Look, here's the E-mini. So I developed something years ago. It's automated the Chapman wave support and resistance levels. Let me just finish this. I can't help it when I see like this. I have no choice but to notate it. I always do that. This is the 1 minute chart. Went to peak A, B. Yep, there's your B. There's your C. There's your D. And now it's stalling a little bit. Why? Because look, here's this Chapman wave automated resistance level. Look how it works. It's so fascinating. Now just look, there's support, and then it goes up to the resistance and comes down. There's good support at 58.90.70, and then look what happens. It stops at each one of these. It doesn't fail. It just stops. Then it goes high. Now there's a cluster, and it says, all right, you got a little bit of resistance now. You add a D in the 1 minute chart. You add in now. This is just a 1 minute chart with those automated levels, and you add an E in the 5 minute chart and an E in the 10 minute chart. Let the chart tell you now what to do, because the technicals are still very good, even though it looks a tad overbought. All right, let's get back to our story, because this applies to what we're looking at in our daily, weekly, monthly charts. Exactly what I'm looking at. I use this in real time, but I also use it as a practice method, like you practice strokes in golf or tennis or whatever it is. Paddleball, ping pong. Yeah, okay, let's go to, so NVIDIA, actually very strong. And as I say, this V-shaped formation, if I did left side, right side, price, time, it's probably going to come in a little earlier. I would have had it going another week, but this is still very good to go back to the highs. That's the one thing. The other is that within the sector itself, let's see, Taiwan Semiconductor, TWM, I think that is. No, TSM. Yeah, Taiwan Semi, leg E. Also, within pennies of an all, I might have done it. Yep, all-time high, 194.25 as we speak. And, areas and stocks that go to all-time highs tend to stay there for a little while. So within that context, question came in about woof. So Pat, the semis are still doing very, very nicely. Let's go to woof. This is Petco Health. Oh, of course, that's why I recognize it. Petco Health, leg B in the horrible chart. 30s up back in the 2021, plummets down to the ones or 1 point something. Recently, peak A, peak B, a leg B in the monthly, peak A, peak B, maybe a peak C in the weekly chart. Yep, leg C, but it could be a peak C if it doesn't go above 87 or something? 5.94. And then in the daily, it's gone peak A, peak B, C, D. So you go. Let me just show you what I like to do. This is easy because you can just identify the lowest low right there. And then you just type in alphabetically in sequence, uppercase on the way up, A, B, C, D, brand new A, B, leg C, peak C, leg D, peak D, and now it's just pulling back. So it has these Ds, it uses up more time than price. This one did use some price, and then it starts a new move up. So at 460, 481, 481, I'd say I don't like its action today when the general market is trying to move higher. This is not. So I'm just going to say that between 460 and 440, really important support. If it breaks that, watch out, because it could take out the low of the 25th of September, 422. WOOF trading at 481, down 33 cents today. Stalled at that peak D, but you can see the stair-step move. So you might need time, but you might need price as well this time in the daily chart. Weekly chart just has done the same thing over and over. So it's this particular area that I'm looking at. In the fours, it must hold the fours this week. If it breaks four, it's in trouble. Now, how would you know whether if you're in it, whether you want to add? Look, the 9-period moving average is still very strong. If in the next day or two, it actually turns around, and by Wednesday or Thursday, it actually hits 521, I'd say that's good action. That says it could be on the way to the next move up. So at this point, that's the way I'm looking at it. Next question is actually very strangely, the VIX index. Yeah, so just keep it in mind that with the VIX index, you're looking at insurance, but you're also looking at trend. It isn't like people just buy it because it's low. They're looking at it and saying, I think the market's going down, therefore the VIX should go higher. Well, the VIX went higher, but the market didn't go lower. It went higher. It went to all-time highs. And 2376 was the high back in September. Look at this, 23.34. It didn't even take it out on this move. I think it might at some point, and it could be within a couple of weeks. But right now it hasn't. So that's just telling you that it's giving you firepower for the upside. And remember what I was looking at? I was doing this and I couldn't do it myself. I wanted to actually take a position right there, just a short-term short position in the E-mini. Look at that. Now it's pulling back. That's a peak D. This is now a peak E in the 5. And finally, you can confirm that you got a peak E in the 10-minute chart. It just says a little bit of a breather here. It needs it. It's had a spectacular move from the lows and all the way. Look at this 9-period moving average has been positive since 23:20, since 11:20 last night. I'll be back in a moment.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and to reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Yeah, just let me do this because there's no way that you can actually tell or subscribe as a non-subscriber to my opening call exactly what we do. We've been along a lot of positions. For us, that is, and we've added to them, taken little bits off. For instance, Hood, we took a little bit off because it's in that leg D, and just money management, but we're in the 16s, and here is a 26, that's what a 58% gain or something. So we got a number of these. And then I had a question about DKNG, which is DKNG, which is this is the DraftKings sports betting. I said, no, we've got a different one. We have GNI, which I think has a much better chart pattern. Today it's up. Is that right? Yeah, 6.5%, up 49 cents at 8.07. So we have 2 positions. One's a core position, one's a trading position, and they both are very nicely. But I like this data betting marketing. It's just a nicer looking chart. That's the way I like to look at things. and percentage-wise, of course, gives you a much better gain. So, yeah, that's the way we're looking at AIQ. We're still there. We've taken a little bit off. I want to add to this on the next big pullback. This is a global X artificial intelligence at 38.03, up 6 cents right now at all-time highs. We've got a number of positions at all-time highs. If you look at Microsoft, which will be in at 338, it's trading at 420 right now. It's up 4.5. But I've been talking about this as consolidating. It just needs a lot more time to consolidate, and then I think it moves higher. But that's the way I like to look at things. I like to have price ranges for subscribers, single digits, double digits, triple digits. Depends on what you can afford and what you're looking at. All right, so with that said, I'm going to hand you over to Steve Rhodes. Check out my former daily newsletter.